Hi you guys. I've been going to so many different workshops. I would really encourage you to go find workshops, relationship, or just self-exploration, just because then you get to meet other like-minded people, and that really feeds off each other's energy, and you learn so much from different stages, people who have mentors who can perhaps mentor you sort of in any form of way, and just even hanging around them and seeing how vibrant these people are. There's really such an energy and a presence to them. I did go to another workshop, of course, and it was about relationships, and it was about I constantly have to be reminded how male and female brains work. He had a really good analogy that did stick in my head and did make sense to me. So males' brains are like they're like boxes. So they have boxes for everything. So they have their own individual box for, say, for work, for their car, for travel, for their girlfriend, for their family, for whatever. They have their own individual boxes. And women's brains are like wires. We're like interconnecting wires that all cross each other, and sometimes when we get emotional about one thing, it's a part of one thing and it's a part of another thing, and the guys are like, what the heck? And that's why girls are usually multitaskers and guys are very focused. Another thing is that really stuck into my brain, and I constantly tell myself this, is men have a box for nothing. And I don't know, as a woman, I'm like, what do you mean a box for nothing? Like, how can you have nothing? Like, shouldn't you be doing stuff? And because my brain and wires are all haywire, and he has a box for nothing. So the box of nothing is, video games where they're doing nothing. When they're going fishing, when they're going hunting, they just sit there on hours on end, and it's nothing. It's a box of nothing. So women really, for me, that's a really hard concept to understand, and I think that's why we get frustrated a lot. Like, you're on the Xbox or whatever for hours on end, and that's a whole lot of nothing. So it's just understanding how our brains work and coming to the realization that we don't all think the same way, especially men and women, and that's why we get so frustrated. And so as a woman, I can't only change myself, I can't change my partner or whoever I'm with, so I have to think about that all the time. Men have a box for nothing. Men have a box for nothing. And they're focused one thing at a time. So just educate your family, educate your boyfriend, educate your girlfriend. This is how our brains work in a theory way, in a visual way. And so that, when our brains, when women get upset and we're just, can't figure this out, and I just, thinking about a whole bunch of different things, and the guy's like, oh, what are you thinking about? And you're like, well, I'm thinking about this and this and this and this, and oh yeah, about this and this, so we just usually say, oh, nothing. You're like, oh, it's just so many different things, where do I start? And guys are just like, oh, like, how do you think of those? We just don't understand because we're programmed so differently. It's not that we can't tolerate it, but we have to have an understanding. So if you have any questions, or if you want to comment below on anything, go right ahead and feel free to subscribe. Thank you.